started life here. At Stauffer's plant in Passaic, New Jersey, vinyl sheet is printed, turned by other manufacturers into shower curtains and many other items. You probably use them in your own home. And if you have this tough, textured wall covering of vinyl in your bathroom or any other room of your house, you're lucky. It has found a huge market in commercial buildings, hospitals, and offices, too. But this same miracle resin has found probably its largest use in vinyl floor tile. There has never been a floor covering like it, easily cleaned with a hard-wearing gloss. You've probably used vinyl trays, lightweight and virtually unbreakable. A gaily printed table cover is almost certainly in use in your kitchen or outdoors, where it resists staining and weather. Stauffer prints these, too, prints them in a variety of patterns and in changes of color to meet the taste and decorative schemes of every housewife in the land. Stauffer laminates this amazing vinyl as well to create a tough, tear and wear-resistant vinyl sheet that can be made into bags, cases, and 100 products we use every day, including the strong, easily washed, waterproof covering on the cushions of your outdoor furniture. Vinyl is used to simulate leather or suede in the jackets you wear. In nearly every car in America today, the seats, side panels, and ceiling are covered in this amazing plastic. Vinyl, as simulated suede for the uppers of men's and women's shoes, has opened a whole new field for footwear manufacturers. And all this began as ordinary salt. There's another element from Mother Earth, however, which is even more amazing in the ways it serves us. Captain, what is our position?
About 1,000 feet over northeast Utah.
Here, near Vernal, Utah, Stauffer owns what appears to be a vast uninhabited area of semi-desert terrain. Underground lie over 700 million tons of phosphate rock, probably the largest deposit in the nation. Stauffer owns other sources of phosphate rock in Montana, Idaho, Tennessee, and Florida, too. Within this pebble-like material is an element that is vital to the continuation of human life, phosphorus. Dead marine life, back through millions of years, has left its phosphorus concentrated here. Stauffer extracts it from phosphate rock in 3 plants, including this one in Tarpon Springs, Florida, set among the waterways of western Florida near the Gulf of Mexico. The rock is brought to the plant in hopper cars, sent on conveyor belts to go through an ordeal by fire. It begins in these kilns, heated to 2,800 degrees, to drive every vestige of moisture from the rock. Out of the fiery kiln it comes to be cooled, crushed, sized, and sent to silos for storage. Automatically weighed, a burden of coke, silica, and phosphate rock is dumped from the silo house onto this conveyor belt, which carries the raw material up to the top of the electric furnace building and into the furnace as needed. With the heat of a volcano, the rock is melted and drawn off in a molten stream into the slag pile. The phosphorus itself has been released as a gas into this pipe and carried to a condenser. Here, underwater, the gas becomes a solid, which bursts into flame when it's exposed to the air. After filtering, this is what it looks like, a golden element that is necessary to plant and animal growth, and basic to modern chemical progress. Stauffer's own tank cars carry it to other Stauffer plants, where it's turned into products we use by the hundreds. When you allow this self-igniting phosphorus to burn in dry air, combine it with the chlorine from salt, you create the basis for a large family of fire-resistant fluids. Fluids which will not break down under high temperatures. In our jet planes, they're a necessity in hydraulic systems. Retain their viscosity in freezing temperatures. Non-flammable in case of leakage or high temperatures. Phosphorus oxychloride is the foundation of this wonder fluid. We'll see how and where it's made by Stauffer later. Let's see what it becomes in Stauffer's Gallipolis Ferry Plant in West Virginia. Here, phosphate and organic esters are the basis for a list of fluids unique in their application to the space age in which we live. Stable, heat and cold resistant jet lubricants begin here, where an alcohol and an organic acid are combined. Here the two react. Then the product is sent to these washing tanks. Potassium permanganate and other materials extract the impurities. After the water is removed, the product is polished with the addition of Fuller's earth, as it is run through high-pressure filters. Additives are blended with the product to create a fluid, which has made the lubrication of our jet engines possible. Where ordinary oils will break down, Stauffer jet lubricants retain their lubricating qualities, even when heated up to 500 degrees or chilled to 50 degrees below zero. Another product of Gallipolis Ferry is created by combining phenol with phosphorus oxychloride, reacting the two and putting them through the same process of distillation, washing, and filtering to obtain a material called TPP, triphenyl phosphate. TPP starts as a water-like liquid, but cooled on this stainless steel belt, the liquid turns to a solid sheet of opaque white, which is flaked off at the end of the belt, packed in drums, and shipped to manufacturers of cellulose acetate. Stauffer TPP is the plasticizer for the motion picture film we're viewing right now, putting the safety in safety film by making it flame retardant, as well as flexible. Sound tape and 100 other plastic products use it as well. But one of the other products of Gallipolis Ferry touches us even more closely. It's called tricresyl phosphate. As an additive to your gasoline, tricresyl phosphate helps prevent destructive deposits building up in your engine. It's a solvent for the sludge created in your motor oil, restores the oil seal in your automatic transmission and power steering unit. Tricresyl phosphate gives new efficiency to your car. It has another vital use, too. On the right is an ordinary petroleum-based hydraulic fluid. Under intense heat, it burns up, while the tricresyl phosphate, as a hydraulic fluid, will not burn or break down. This fire-resistant product makes possible the safe operation of air compressors and hydraulic equipment in high-temperature service. The foundation of this wonder fluid is phosphorus oxychloride, made by Stauffer in this plant of phosphorus and chlorine. But this facility is only one part of a large plant Stauffer maintains at Morrisville, Pennsylvania, where fiery elemental phosphorus is turned into phosphoric acid and combined with other things to make phosphates of 1,000 uses. First, phosphorus is allowed to burn in wet air within the steel walls of these giant burning towers. The result is phosphoric acid. From food to flame proofing, from agriculture to oil and gas refining, this versatile acid touches our lives every day. It is used in the rust proofing of your automobile and for the bright dipping of metal to give shine to your pots and pans. And strangely enough, it is one of the ingredients in our soft drinks. Remember the soda fountain phosphates of yesteryear? Here at Morrisville and other Stauffer plants, this same phosphoric acid is changed into a variety of phosphates of iron, potassium, ammonium, calcium, and sodium. It becomes the insoluble phosphate that gives the cleaning power to your toothpaste. It flame-proofs textiles, paper, and wood, is the basis for a chrome dye for wool. It is the nutrient that makes yeast grow. As an iron phosphate, it prevents rancidity in fatty foods, fortifies evaporated milk and other beverages with iron for better health. It enriches our flour. As calcium phosphate, it supplements the diet needs of expectant mothers, supplies extra calcium in animal feeds too, as well as for us in the bread we eat. And it is the conditioner which gives us free-flowing, non-caking sugar, salt, and soda. As sodium aluminum phosphates, it provides the leavening in self-rising pancake and cornmeal mixes. As sodium phosphate, it becomes an emulsifier for our pudding mixes and for processed cheese. It is the leavening agent in donut flour and the vast array of prepared cake and other mixes which have made every American woman an expert cook. To make sodium phosphate, you need sodium. Much of the sodium Stauffer uses comes from soda ash, mined and refined from a material called trona, a gleaming rock-like deposit left by the evaporation of inland seas millions of years ago. In what is now the wide-open spaces of Wyoming near the town of Green River, Stauffer Wyoming's mine and processing plant sit in the center of deposits estimated at 200 million tons of trona. 800 feet underground, the trona rock is cut at the top by huge machines and blasted free. A lobster-like monster pulls the broken rock onto a conveyor, which hoists the ore and loads it into huge diesel-driven trucks. Dumped onto this half-mile-long belt system, the ore is delivered to hoists, which carry it to the surface 800 feet above. After crushing, it comes in a continuous day and night operation from the stockpile into the plant. The fires of a great kiln drive off carbon dioxide and water. Mixed with water again, the liquid is filtered. After putting it through evaporators and more filters, the pure soda ash is sent on conveyors to storage. Loaded in bulk, or in bags or trucks, it is shipped for industrial use all over the nation. Soda ash is one of the largest volume commodities manufactured by Stauffer. The company mines it too above ground, from the brine of Searles Lake in the desert near Death Valley in California. Borax and other chemicals of wide usefulness are processed here by Stauffer as well. Soda ash is the basic ingredient in the making of all glass. Glass for the windows of our homes, glass for the windshields of our cars, and thousands of other products of glass that are so vital to modern life. But there is another area of Stauffer chemical production which contributes even more to the appearance and performance of that car of yours. Sulfur and phosphorus. We've seen their uses before. Combined by Stauffer at Morrisville to make phosphorus sulfides, they become effective additives to the oil and gasoline of your automobile. But sulfur in the form of sulfuric acid makes possible the refining of gasoline to run that car. In Houston and Baytown, Texas, Stauffer owns two of its many large sulfuric acid facilities. Stauffer Houston makes sulfuric acid in these multiple units, which turn sulfur, air, and water into finished acids of various strengths. Through these huge scoops, air is drawn into the process, dried in towers like this and sent to the furnace, which will burn it with sulfur. Molten sulfur that is atomized and sprayed into the fiery process. After cooling, the gas is given another unit of oxygen through the use of catalysts in converters, and finally reacted with water in absorbing towers to add a final unit of oxygen plus hydrogen to produce this full-strength sulfuric acid. Stauffer sulfuric acid used in the refining of gasoline becomes dirty, spent. It is regenerated here at Baytown, reprocessed for return to the refinery. The process begins with this great furnace, which burns away the impurities of the used acid. The fire turns the sulfuric acid into gases, which must be scrubbed of further impurities in these towers. After further treatment, the gas becomes liquid again, passing through an absorber and through grids of cast iron, cooled by streams of water. The pure acid, ready to be delivered, is sampled constantly to be checked for strength and purity in Stauffer's own laboratory. Besides making gasoline possible, sulfuric acid pickles steel, removes scale to leave a smooth, paintable surface for the body of your car. It sets up the electrical process in your car's battery and is used in the refining of oil. Without the power of sulfuric acid, the achievements of the automotive and oil industries would be almost impossible. But sulfur itself is basic to 1,000 chemicals of great importance to agriculture too, from fertilizers to fungicides. Here at Houston, Texas, sulfur is only one of a large group of chemicals Stauffer uses to manufacture insecticides, herbicides, and fungicides as liquids and powders to help the American farmer achieve new goals of food production for all of us. Stauffer supplies its agricultural products to a worldwide market that is constantly growing. Here, different combinations of dust can be mixed and bagged for use on cotton, fruits, and vegetables, or for the home garden trade. Granular and wettable powders are prepared here too. But the largest volume of the Houston plant is in emulsifiable concentrates, such as this widely used insecticide made on a base of petroleum solvents. And Stauffer has taken the lead today in its own research-developed herbicides, weed killers. This is Eptam. Today, with one application, the American farmer can grow dry and snap beans, potatoes, and alfalfa without weeds. Vernam has done the same job for the peanut farmer and soybean grower. Instead of crop-destroying weeds like this, his peanuts can grow in clean fields like this without the expense of laborious cultivation. And Sutan has given new freedom to the corn farmer. Today's cornfields can grow to full maturity without the nutrition-robbing enemy of corn, weeds. Stauffer leads the field in this great boon to farmers, herbicides. And for all of us, Stauffer has created a wonder chemical for crabgrass control in our lawns, beta-sand. Herbicides, fungicides, insecticides, Stauffer has developed them to meet every area of need for farm and home. Yes, all the richness of the earth can be reaped in bounty never known before, thanks to Stauffer's achievements in agricultural research. This, then, is what Stauffer means to you in your daily lives. There's more, much more, for we have seen only a few of Stauffer's plants. But what of the future of this major chemical company? Every day, Stauffer research is opening new doors to that future. It's a vast story, too huge to tell here, but let's take a sampling. Here across the